And ultimately, we're trying to predict the future. When I was at the Gates Foundation, I'm selling Bill and Melinda on here's how we should spend like $30 million of your money. Research say what else predicts success besides just GPA or where you're to school. I think if I give one piece of advice to an entrepreneur just starting out, it would be to
What's up, everybody? Jeremy here with another interview here in beautiful Seattle. So without further ado, why don't you tell us who you are and what it is your company does?
My name is Josh Jarrett. I'm the Chief Product Officer and the co-founder of a company called Koru, K-O-R-U, and we do predictive hiring. So we use data and analytics to help large companies figure out who to screen into the process, uncover hidden gems, and hire more great people, oftentimes right out of college, young people getting in, starting their career, and being able to go off more than just your GPA or where you went to school, but what are you really about, what can you do, and how are you going to fit with an organization. So the process works by really doing three things, and ultimately we're trying to predict the future. So to predict the future, we need good data on what's happening today. We need an outcome to train that data against. And then we need to be able to build the algorithms that connect data we have today, that outcome, to then be able to use that as the repeatable model, and we can then run new data through. But importantly, focuses on 7 what we call impact skills. So these are your grit, which is your work ethic, tenacity, your rigor, ability to be analytic, break down problems, impact, which is the ability to connect the day-to-day activity to the big goals of your organization when you don't have a syllabus.
Yep.
Teamwork, being able to collaborate effectively, give and receive feedback, form and reform teams quickly. Curiosity, so being thoughtful, asking multiple questions, going second, third order deep. Ownership, which is that responsibility, accountability. If I said I'm going to do something, I'm going to follow through no matter what. If something goes poorly, I say, how are we going to fix it, as opposed to it's your fault.
Yeah.
And polish, which is just your ability to authentically and effectively communicate orally and written. And we've done a lot of research. Actually, I spent 7 years at the Gates Foundation, and we used to fund a lot of that research. Say, what else predicts success besides just GPA or where you're to school? And it turns out those things I just described, what we call the Koru 7 impact skills, are more predictive of someone's workplace success than how you did in school. So for everybody worrying about their 4.0, there's more important things in life. My recommendation for what recent college grads or soon-to-be grads can do, well, I think one piece of advice that people get, which is terrible, is follow your passion. It's kind of counterintuitive. You hear it all the time. I think a better piece of advice is try things out that you could develop passion around, right? And that means sampling things. The more you can try it on and get to go do something, right? Even if it's you're interested in web analytics, well, go online. Take a free Google Analytics video course for a few hours, and then go to a local nonprofit and say, hey, I'd love to analyze the data on your website and see if I can improve either the number of donations or the amount of traffic. Yeah. And teach yourself and learn how you do digital marketing and learn Google Analytics that way. Do a free project. So instead of sitting around waiting to be asked, I think creating experiential learning opportunities where you can sample these things, do real projects at the beginning, middle, and end. Because in college, the metaphor is courses, right? I got a class, I got a syllabus. In the real world, the metaphor is projects, right? What's your project going to be? What's the scope? What's the outcome? How am I going to manage to it? Who's my team? How do I get results? The other thing I would say is you think about your first job or two. Some people like to talk, well, startups, that's really cool. I want to go work in a 3-person company, or do I go work in a big company? I tend to tell people not to go work at a startup right away, unless they are super passionate. They're going to be an entrepreneur. They've got a vision, and they're willing to succeed no matter what. Right. I think you can learn a lot more in a smaller, mid-sized company. 50 to 500 people. Okay. A couple things are true about that. One, there's departments that are actually set up. There's more than one person doing your job, so you have somebody to learn from. Right. You have a boss who kind of does the same thing you do, just at a more advanced level. Mm-hmm. You have budgets and there's processes. Startups, in many cases, are about breaking rules. Yeah. But if you don't know what rules to break yet, you're a little bit of a loss of where are we breaking the right rules, or where are we just making crap up. So anyway, I think there's a lot to learn from small companies that you can learn more than you can learn at a very early stage startup or at a very large company where you can only see your department but can't see the other departments. So there's kind of a Goldilocks sweet spot in the middle, and I think is one of the best ways to learn quickly. So a piece of advice for when you have a bad job or a job with a bad leader or you're not really getting along, like, how do you know when it's time to leave? And the rule I would say is don't let yourself get put back in the general candidate pool, right? The anonymous candidate pool. You've gotten yourself out, you got that job, right? To sort of go back to just firing off resumes and not knowing where you're going to go to next, you haven't used that job to get to the next step. So you keep yourself out of the general candidate pool by either building expertise that are unique. So have you stayed long enough to develop a skill that you could use to leverage? Developing reputation, right? Relationships where you've got somebody who's going to vouch for you and say, no, you don't need to like go apply. Like, I'm going to introduce you.
Right.
You know, or maybe it's just that you've gotten your own focus and awareness that you're now laser focused on the only 3 jobs I want are this type of job, and I'm going to really dedicate myself to that. So you're not allowed to quit if you're going to go back into the general candidate pool.
Yeah.
You got to get one of those other things. Be like, great, I got 3 more months or 6 more months until I get one of those things in place.
Right.
Then I can allow myself to quit. One of my favorite CEOs, she likes to say that life begins at the edge of your comfort zone, right? Which is that, like, oh boy, we're just where you start feeling like you want to pull back.
Yeah.
Step into that moment, right? 2 emotions, right? Fear and excitement are the exact same physiological response. The only difference is excitement, you think it's going to turn out okay. Fear, you think it's not going to turn out okay. So if you can trick yourself into believing that it's going to turn out fine, that emotion, that fear that's telling you, I don't want to get in front of and present in folks. I'm going to walk into that organization I've never met before and ask to meet their CEO and pitch a project for marketing analytics. Yep. Is that fear I'm feeling or is that excitement? The only difference is what you think the outcome's going to be. And that's empowering when you start taking it. You don't try to push that down. Oh, I shouldn't be afraid. I shouldn't feel that. Like, that's me being alive, right? Yeah. And if I can channel that, it's going to push me to do these things a little bit outside of my comfort zone. And I'm going to show up different from other people my age. I'm going to show up as really committed, excited to do this. So, that's another thing I'd say is, like, don't shy from what you're afraid of. Like, that's actually your body telling you get like energy and emotion. And if you can steer it, you can change the world. One of our principles is fail fast and cheap. So failure is okay as long as you're learning from it and figure out how to do it quickly. Right. So we're taught for 22 years through education to avoid failure. But failure is actually the sign that you're learning, right? If you get an A+, you haven't learned anything. But if you had a C and you get to a B+, that's a lot more distance traveled. So a lot of being an entrepreneur is actually about de-risking something. It's actually proving yourself right or wrong. And how do you create a series of small tests to validate an idea or an approach and take those pieces out. So fail fast and cheap. And the other principle is that anything is possible, but not everything is possible, which means you have to make choices, right? That, like, think big, right? Imagine what we can do, but also recognize that we have limited resources, so we have to focus. So it's this tension between the big picture thinking and focus. Think of like a Venn diagram with 3 circles. You're balancing between these 3 circles. Stuff that I'm good at, yep. Stuff that I like to do, and stuff that people will pay me to do. And so it's great to get all 3 of those things lined up. Yeah. It took me till I was probably 30, till I had a job where I was good at it, I liked it, people were willing to pay me to do it. And this kind of gets back to that follow your passion thing. Follow your passion is, do what you like to do. Well, do what you like to do forgets the other 2 pieces. Is anyone going to pay you to do it? And are you actually any good at it? There's a lot of things that I would like to do, but this, Seattle Sounders aren't ready to pay me $1 million a year to play center fullback. Yeah. So I actually optimize for, what I thought I was good at and people were willing to pay me for, and I might be passionate, I might learn my way into it. And that helped because it gets back to this idea too of like trying things and iterating, getting a chance. And it's about reps, right? It's about getting reps. And you get better at something when you get reps. And that's another thing when people feel like, oh, this is crap work. I've kind of got it all figured out. I've been here, 2.5 months. Well, no, like there's value in those reps. So find the joy in those reps and getting a little bit better along the way, because that means your skill level is going to go up, and you'll ultimately earn your right. First of all, you'll learn what you're passionate about, but you'll earn the right to get the job right in the middle of the bullseye, where someone's going to pay you to do it, and you'll actually be good at it. I think if I give one piece of advice to an entrepreneur just starting out, it would be to find a community of people that are going to support you. It's hard work, and it can be lonely work. So that could be co-founders. For me, I have a co-founder, and if I wasn't working with her, it'd be very, very difficult for me personally. It's great to have somebody to bounce those ideas off of, to enjoy the highs. Like the highs aren't fun by yourself, and the lows are pretty lonely without somebody else. So it could be co-founders, it could be board members or advisors, and it could be other entrepreneurs. But surround yourself with people who can kind of help you sort of with the human side of just getting through the process and the work, and that are rooting for you. We're always interested in, people are interested in predictive analytics. We're looking to grow our business. We're a small company in Seattle, and so people are interested in thinking about future work or customers that could be a good fit. You can reach me at josh@joinkoru, joinkoru.com. It's actually a Maori word. It's from New Zealand. It's a symbolic shape of the Maori culture, which is the shape of a fern, a silver fern, or foreign of ferns. So it represents sort of potential and what could be, and kind of the perfection of that about to